Messi, 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 immens Messi, encara 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 Messi, gol, 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 gol.
What if I told you greatness wasn't just born? It was beaten, bruised, doubted, and yet never stopped. That the story of the greatest of all time wasn't written in headlines.
Who's the best player in the world?
Lionel Messi.
The best is Messi. Messi is number 9, number 10, number 11, number 7, number 6, number 5, number 4.
Lionel is for me the best.
But in the quiet moments of relentless work, in the face of impossible odds, this is the story of a small boy from Rosario, Argentina, who was told he was too small to play, who battled a rare medical condition, and who would go on to redefine the very limits of sport. His journey from a fragile child to a global icon is a masterclass in talent, tenacity, and ultimate triumph. This is the story of how a gift became a grind, and how that grind forged eternal glory. Wait for it, because the final chapter is the one that changed everything. And this is the story of Lionel Messi. It all begins in Rosario, a bustling port city in Argentina, where football is less a sport and more a language. Here, a boy named Lionel was born with a gift that seemed almost supernatural. From the moment he could walk, the ball was an extension of his body. It clung to his feet as if magnetized, weaving through the legs of older, bigger kids with an impossible grace. His small stature, which would later become a source of immense struggle, was his initial advantage. His low center of gravity allowed him to change direction with a speed and fluidity that defied physics. He was a whisper on the pitch, a blur of motion that left defenders grasping at air. His youth coaches were dumbfounded. They had one simple yet profound strategy. As one of them famously recalled, "We'd give the ball to Messi and pray." They knew they were witnessing something that couldn't be taught. It was pure, unadulterated genius. But this divine gift was threatened by a harsh reality. At just 10 years old, Lionel Messi was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency, a rare condition that stunted his growth and required expensive daily injections. His dream and the hopes of his family were suddenly at risk. Local clubs, despite his obvious talent, were hesitant to invest in his costly treatment. It was a crossroads that could have ended his story before it truly began. But his family, fueled by an unwavering belief in their son's potential, made a life-altering decision. They would leave everything behind, their home, their friends, their country, and move across the Atlantic to Spain, where FC Barcelona had offered not just a place in their famed academy, La Masia, but also to cover the full cost of his medical treatment. It was a monumental sacrifice, a gamble on a whisper of a promise, a testament to the power of a family's love and a young boy's extraordinary gift. The move to Barcelona was not an easy transition. La Masia was a world away from the streets of Rosario. Surrounded by new faces, a new language, and a new culture, the young Lionel Messi felt isolated. He was naturally shy and introverted, and the immense pressure of justifying his family's sacrifice weighed heavily on him. He was the small, quiet kid from Argentina, an outsider in a highly competitive environment. While other boys were loud and boisterous, Messi was withdrawn, often found sitting alone. Doubts began to creep in. Was he good enough? Could he overcome his physical limitations against the bigger, stronger European players? Early injuries didn't help, sidelining him and feeding the narrative that he was too fragile for the professional game. But Messi had a secret weapon. While his voice was small, his feet were deafening. He channeled all his homesickness, his frustration, and his determination into his game. On the pitch, the shy, quiet boy disappeared, and a footballing titan emerged. He let his game do the talking, and it spoke a language of breathtaking skill that everyone understood. He rose through the academy ranks at an astonishing pace, shattering scoring records at every level. He wasn't the biggest or the fastest in a straight line, but he was the quickest thinker, the most precise finisher, the most elusive dribbler. He turned his perceived disadvantage into his ultimate weapon, using his agility and intelligence to outmaneuver opponents who could only dream of his control. And then, slowly but surely, the world started to notice. It began with his first official goal for the senior team, a delicate chip assisted by his idol Ronaldinho, a symbolic passing of the torch. Then came the moment he truly announced his arrival, a stunning hat trick against arch rivals Real Madrid in El Clásico as a teenager. He followed that with a Champions League breakout, including a goal that was a near carbon copy of Diego Maradona's goal of the century. The quiet kid wasn't just surviving, he was taking over. The grind had begun to pay off. The arrival of Pep Guardiola as Barcelona's manager in 2008 marked the start of an era of dominance with Messi at its center. Guardiola saw what others didn't, that Messi's genius couldn't be confined to the wing. He redefined Messi's role as a false nine, a move that unleashed his full potential. From this central spot, Messi became unstoppable, not just a scorer, but a creator and the heartbeat of the greatest club team ever. Glory followed. He collected Ballon d'Ors, winning a record-breaking 8, and led Barcelona to multiple trebles. The numbers were unreal. He shattered Gerd Muller's record with 91 goals in a calendar year and became both Barcelona's and La Liga's all-time top scorer. But his story with Argentina was filled with heartbreak. He carried a nation yearning for Maradona-era glory, only to fall short, most painfully in the 2014 World Cup final and back-to-back Copa America losses. In 2016, he briefly retired. The narrative seemed sealed, a king without a crown. Then came the turn. He returned, driven by a need to win for his country. In 2021, he finally won the Copa America, his first major international title. It was joy, redemption, and the setup for his final act, the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. There he delivered a storybook ending, brilliant throughout and victorious in a legendary final. The elusive trophy was his. His moves to PSG and Inter Miami only expanded his global reach, proving his greatness transcended any team or league. For many, the GOAT debate was over. So what drives 2 decades of excellence? Not ego, but a pure love for the game and a relentless hunger to improve. I don't care about being the best, I just want to improve every day, Messi once said. That humility defines him. While the world debated Messi versus Ronaldo, Messi quietly chased his own standard. Ronaldo feeds off bold ambition and external validation. Messi thrives on quiet perfectionism. He's not chasing others, he's chasing yesterday's version of himself. Greatness doesn't need to be loud. It's about discipline, passion, and persistence, especially when no one's watching. The quiet grind delivers the loudest results. It is not just football that is affected by his influence. His number 10 is worn by children all over the world, from Buenos Aires to Tokyo, who imitate his dribbling. Families give their kids the name Lionel in the hopes that they may inherit some of his enchantment. The fact that he was able to triumph through brilliance, humility, and perseverance made him a symbol of hope. Instead of speaking loudly, he played, and everyone in the world listened to him. It is a peaceful revolution that he leaves behind. What I want to say to all those who dream is that your voice is your gift. What is it saying? Take care of it. Allow the dedication you have to show it. Is there anything that we can learn from Messi's journey? The game is about more than just football. It's about perseverance, humility, and having a purpose. The start of your life does not determine your future. Once considered to be too little, a boy went on to become the greatest giant in football. Not only does he leave behind goals and trophies, but he also leaves behind what he made possible. As a global superstar who is still acting like a child in a park, he demonstrated that it is possible to be both humble and competitive. Not what made him so amazing, but what we can take away from his accomplishments is the important question. What exactly is your present? You seem to be grinding. It's possible that your moment is closer than you believe it is. What's your favorite Messi moment? The one that gives you chills? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown of greatness, check out our deep dive into the Ronaldo formula, unpacking the mindset of his legendary rival. Click here to watch that next. This channel is where greatness is decoded. Subscribe and join us on the journey to understand what it takes to be the best. Hey, if you're serious about starting or scaling a YouTube channel without ever showing your face or being a traditional YouTuber, I've got something you need to check out. I'm talking about Tube Mastery and Monetization 3.0 by Matt Parr. This course breaks down exactly how he runs over a dozen profitable YouTube channels and pulls in 7 figures from them, step by step. You get access to a private mastermind community, detailed video modules, proven strategies for niche research, content creation, optimization, monetization, and even scaling by outsourcing. Plus, there are amazing bonuses included like fill-in-the-blank video scripts, niche lists with 239 plus example channels, case studies, and more. Everything to fast-track your YouTube success. Right now, the price is still at an early bird rate, but heads up, it's going up soon. If you want to start a real location-independent YouTube business that actually works, don't wait. I've dropped the link in the description below. Click it to get instant access and start building your profitable YouTube empire today.